ladies and gentlemen. Have you ever noticed that the most successful and powerful people don't reveal everything about themselves? There's a reason for that. In life, what you share can either build you up or break you down. Not everything is meant for public knowledge, and some things are best kept within you. Today, I want to talk about 4 powerful things you should never share with anyone. These things, if exposed to the wrong people, can drain your energy, invite negativity, and even hold you back from success. By guarding them wisely, you take control of your life, your dreams, and your destiny. Are you ready to protect your power? Let's dive in. Dreams and goals are the driving forces behind success. They are the inner desires that push individuals to strive for something greater, to break through barriers, and to achieve personal fulfillment. However, sharing these aspirations too soon or with the wrong people can hinder progress in ways one might not initially realize. Goals are fragile in their early stages, vulnerable to doubt, negativity, and external influences that can dilute one's motivation. When a person shares their biggest goals, they expose them to opinions, skepticism, and even subtle discouragement, which can erode their initial enthusiasm. The moment an idea is voiced, it leaves the realm of personal conviction and enters the world of public scrutiny. People may unintentionally plant seeds of doubt by questioning the feasibility of a goal or by projecting their own limitations onto someone else's dreams. Even well-meaning friends and family might express concerns that, rather than being helpful, create hesitation and fear. A person may start second-guessing their capabilities simply because someone else failed to see the vision as clearly as they did. These doubts, once internalized, can slow momentum and create unnecessary mental barriers. Furthermore, external validation can sometimes replace intrinsic motivation. When a goal is shared and people react positively, it can create a false sense of accomplishment. The brain registers the praise as a small reward, making the individual feel as if they've already achieved something significant, even though the actual work is yet to be done. This phenomenon can reduce the urgency to act, as the feeling of validation satisfies part of the emotional drive that was originally fueling progress. Instead of pushing forward with full determination, a person might become complacent, seeking more approval rather than taking tangible steps toward their goal. Not everyone will be supportive, and some individuals may even discourage progress out of jealousy, insecurity, or a fear of change. The truth is, not everyone wants to see others succeed, especially if it makes them feel inadequate in comparison. When someone shares a big goal, they may unknowingly invite negativity from those who feel threatened by ambition. Some people may try to undermine confidence with subtle remarks or outright discouragement, masking their own insecurities behind concern or skepticism. This negativity, if absorbed, can create an unnecessary emotional burden, making it harder to stay focused and committed. Another challenge that comes with sharing goals is the pressure it creates. Once a person publicly states their intentions, they may feel an added burden to succeed, not just for themselves, but to prove something to others. While external accountability can sometimes be beneficial, it can also turn into a source of stress and anxiety. The fear of failure becomes magnified because failing in private is one thing, but failing in front of an audience can be humiliating. This pressure can lead to hesitation, overthinking, and even avoidance, as the fear of judgment overrides the willingness to take bold steps. Energy is a finite resource, And talking about goals can sometimes drain the energy that should be invested in execution. Instead of discussing plans endlessly, that time and effort should be directed toward actions that bring those goals to life. When people talk too much about what they intend to do, they risk falling into the trap of feeling productive without actually making meaningful progress. It's easy to mistake conversation for action. But in reality, the only thing that moves a goal forward is dedicated effort. Keeping goals private allows for greater flexibility. Plans often evolve, and sometimes they need to be adjusted based on new experiences or insights. When a goal is shared prematurely, there's a tendency to feel locked into it, even when circumstances change. This rigidity can prevent someone from making necessary adaptations, as they might feel obligated to stick to what they initially announced, fearing that changing direction will make them look indecisive. On the other hand, when a goal is kept private, there's more freedom to refine it without external judgment or expectation. The initial excitement of a new goal is precious, and it should be protected. When an idea is fresh, it's in its purest form, untainted by doubts, critiques, or outside influences. This stage is when motivation is at its highest, and that energy should be channeled directly into execution rather than diluted by unnecessary discussions. The best way to protect that energy is to work in silence, allowing progress to be the proof of commitment rather than words. When tangible results start to show, there's no need for explanations or justifications. Success will speak for itself. Additionally, not everyone is equipped to give the right kind of feedback. Seeking advice from people who lack experience in a particular field can lead to misguided input that does more harm than good. Someone with no knowledge of business might discourage an entrepreneur simply because they don't understand the risks and rewards involved. Likewise, a person who has never pursued a creative career might warn against instability, not because it's impossible, but because they themselves never took that leap. Sharing goals with the wrong audience can lead to receiving opinions that are based on fear rather than knowledge, making it harder to stay committed. A sense of ownership over a goal is crucial. When a person shares their aspirations with too many people, they risk losing control over their own vision. Others may offer suggestions, opinions, or alternative paths that, while well-intentioned, might not align with the original purpose. Over time, these external influences can cloud judgment, leading someone to pursue a version of their goal that no longer feels authentic. Keeping things private allows for full autonomy, ensuring that the goal remains true to the individual's personal desires and values. The element of surprise can be a powerful advantage. When people don't see progress coming, the impact is much greater. Revealing goals too soon allows others to anticipate moves, sometimes leading to competition or even intentional roadblocks. Keeping things private builds an element of unpredictability which can work in one's favor. Success becomes the ultimate reveal, and by the time people take notice, the foundation has already been laid, making it much harder for anyone to interfere. Moreover, personal growth is an essential part of achieving goals. The process of working towards something significant shapes character, builds resilience, and strengthens discipline. This journey is deeply personal, and when it's shared too openly, it invites unnecessary comparisons. People may start measuring progress against external standards rather than focusing on their own path. When a goal remains private, there's more room to grow without external pressure, allowing for a more fulfilling and self-driven experience. There's also something deeply empowering about moving in silence. It cultivates a sense of confidence and self-reliance, reinforcing the belief that success doesn't need validation from others. When a person keeps their goals private, they develop the ability to trust themselves, to rely on their own instincts, and to build momentum without external approval. This quiet confidence is what sets apart those who achieve great things from those who seek constant reassurance. Discretion is a powerful tool. Not every plan needs to be broadcasted, and not every dream needs an audience. Some of the most successful individuals operate behind the scenes, letting their actions do the talking. By keeping goals private, they safeguard their energy, protect their vision, and maintain full control over their journey. The less that is said, the more that can be done, and in the end, results will always speak louder than words. Personal struggles and weaknesses are a natural part of life. Everyone experiences challenges, moments of self-doubt, and hardships that test their resilience. However, not all struggles are meant to be shared openly with others. There is a fine line between seeking support and exposing vulnerabilities to the wrong people. While sharing difficulties can sometimes provide comfort, it can also backfire, leading to judgment, manipulation, or even exploitation. Understanding when and with whom to share struggles is crucial for maintaining personal strength, self-respect, and emotional stability. People tend to reveal their weaknesses in moments of emotional distress, hoping for understanding and empathy. But not everyone has the capacity to provide genuine support. Some individuals might listen out of curiosity rather than concern, using the information for gossip rather than assistance. In many cases, people may appear sympathetic, but later use that knowledge to gain an upper hand in future interaction. When personal struggles are shared with the wrong audience, it opens the door for potential manipulation, as some may take advantage of vulnerabilities to control, discredit, or demean the individual. Another risk of sharing personal weaknesses is the potential for judgment. Society often rewards strength and confidence while perceiving struggle as a sign of failure or inadequacy. When someone openly discusses their difficulties, they risk being seen as weak, incapable, or unreliable. This can be particularly damaging in professional settings where credibility and reputation matter. Employers, colleagues, or business partners may subconsciously doubt the abilities of someone who frequently shares their struggles, associating them with instability rather than resilience. Even among friends and family, excessive disclosure of personal hardships can sometimes lead to being labeled as overly emotional or incapable of handling life's challenges independently. Revealing struggles can also shift the power dynamic in relationships. In any social or professional environment, perception plays a key role in determining influence. When someone repeatedly shares their struggles, they may unknowingly place themselves in a subordinate position, giving others a sense of superiority. This can lead to a loss of respect, as people may start seeing them as someone who constantly needs help, rather than someone who can contribute, lead, or inspire. Over time, this perception can become difficult to change, making it harder to be taken seriously or trusted with important responsibility. Some people might exploit the weaknesses of others for their own benefit. In competitive environments, whether in the workplace or personal life, knowing someone's struggles can give others an advantage. A person's fears, insecurities, or challenges can be used against them in subtle ways, influencing decisions and interactions in ways they might not even realize. An individual who is open about their lack of confidence in a certain area may find that others start undermining them, questioning their abilities, or positioning themselves in ways that highlight those weaknesses. In relationships, someone might manipulate emotions by using past struggles as a way to control or guilt trip the other person into certain actions. Emotional energy is another reason why personal struggles should not always be shared. Constantly talking about problems can reinforce negative feelings rather than help resolve them. When struggles are verbalized repeatedly, the brain continues to focus on them, making them feel more overwhelming than they actually are. Instead of processing emotions and finding solutions, excessive sharing can trap someone in a cycle of victimhood, where they become more focused on their hardships than on overcoming them. This can lead to a mindset where struggles define identity, making it harder to break free from limiting beliefs. The reaction of others can also shape the way someone perceives their own struggles. When a person shares their difficulties, they may expect empathy, but instead receive indifference, criticism, or dismissive responses. This can make the original struggle feel even worse, as it adds an extra layer of disappointment and rejection. Some people may offer advice that is unhelpful or misinformed, making the situation even more confusing. Instead of feeling supported, the individual may end up feeling invalidated or misunderstood, which can deepen feelings of isolation and frustration. Sharing weaknesses too openly can also lead to dependence on external validation. When people receive sympathy or encouragement from others, they may begin to rely on that validation instead of developing inner strength. Over time, this can create a habit of seeking reassurance rather than building personal resilience. Instead of learning to navigate struggles independently, they may constantly look for others to lift them up, which can weaken their ability to handle challenges on their own. True strength comes from within. And while support is valuable, it should not become a crutch that prevents personal growth. Another issue with openly discussing personal struggles is that not everyone is equipped to handle emotional burdens. While some people may genuinely want to help, they may lack the emotional capacity or experience to provide meaningful support. This can lead to well-meaning but ineffective responses where the individual sharing their struggles feels even more lost. In some cases, people may become overwhelmed by the problems of others, leading them to distance themselves or withdraw from the relationship. This can result in feelings of abandonment, even though the other person never intended to cause harm. Privacy is a powerful tool when dealing with personal struggles. Keeping challenges to oneself allows for introspection and self-reliance, which are essential for building resilience. When a person learns to process difficulties internally, they develop problem-solving skills that strengthen their ability to handle future challenges. Instead of seeking immediate comfort from others, they learn to find strength within themselves, which ultimately leads to greater confidence and emotional stability. By keeping struggles private, individuals can also control the narrative of their own lives, choosing when and how to share their experiences on their own terms. The way struggles are perceived often depends on how they are presented. When someone constantly talks about their difficulties, they risk reinforcing a negative image of themselves. However, when they work through challenges privately and emerge stronger, they are seen as resilient and capable. People are naturally drawn to those who exude strength and confidence, and maintaining a level of discretion about personal struggles helps preserve that perception. It is not about pretending that life is perfect, but rather about choosing the right time and the right people to share personal hardships with. There is also a strategic advantage in keeping personal weaknesses undisclosed. In competitive environments, maintaining an air of composure can be beneficial. When others are unaware of struggles, they cannot use them as leverage or form judgments based on incomplete information. This level of control allows individuals to navigate challenges without external interference, making it easier to stay focused on solutions rather than on outside opinion. In business, leadership, or any situation where influence matters, discretion can be a key factor in maintaining credibility and authority. While it is important to have trusted confidants, it is equally important to be selective about who those people are. Not everyone who appears to be a friend is genuinely supportive, and not everyone who listens has good intentions. It is crucial to share personal struggles only with those who have proven to be trustworthy, understanding, and genuinely invested in one's well-being. Even then, the extent of what is shared should be carefully considered, as some aspects of personal hardship are best processed privately or with the help of a professional rather than through casual conversation. The world is full of different personalities, and not everyone will respond to personal struggles in the way one might hope. Some people may offer genuine support, while others may react with indifference, judgment, or even amusement. Understanding this reality helps reinforce the importance of discretion. Instead of expecting understanding from everyone, it is wiser to develop self-reliance and inner strength, ensuring that struggles do not become public knowledge unless absolutely necessary. Personal challenges are a part of life, but how they are handled makes all the difference. When struggles are kept private, they do not become the defining aspect of an individual's identity. Instead of allowing hardships to shape how others perceive them, people can take control of their own narrative, choosing when and how to share their experiences in a way that reflects strength rather than vulnerability. By maintaining discretion, individuals protect themselves from unnecessary judgment, manipulation, and negative energy, ensuring that they retain control over their personal and professional lives. Money is one of the most sensitive and controversial topics in society. It is a symbol of status, success, security, and personal choices. While financial matters are an essential part of life, they are also deeply personal and should not be shared openly with others. Discussing income, financial status, savings, investments, and spending habits can lead to unintended consequences, including jealousy, judgment, and even exploitation. Keeping financial details private is a way to maintain control, avoid unnecessary conflicts, and protect one's personal and professional relationships. One of the main reasons why discussing income and financial details should be avoided is that money often creates comparisons. People naturally measure their own success against others, and when financial figures are shared, it invites a mental ranking system. If someone earns more than their peers, it may lead to resentment, jealousy, or even subtle hostility. On the other hand, if they earn less, it may create feelings of inadequacy, embarrassment, or a shift in how they are perceived. This comparison dynamic can strain friendships, family relationships, and even professional interactions as people begin to define worth based on financial figures rather than personal quality. Financial discussions also open the door for judgment. People have different perspectives on money, shaped by their upbringing, experiences, and values. Some believe in saving every penny, while others prioritize enjoying life and spending on experiences. When financial details are shared, they become subject to scrutiny. If someone earns a high salary but spends freely, others may view them as irresponsible or reckless. If they live frugally despite having a good income, they may be seen as miserly or lacking generosity. These judgments can create unnecessary friction and misunderstandings, making it difficult to navigate social and professional circles without unwanted opinions about financial choices. Talking about money can also attract unwanted attention. When people know how much someone earns or how much they have saved, it can change their behavior. Some individuals may begin to expect financial favors, assuming that the person can afford to help them out. Friends or family members may start requesting loans, assuming that their financial situation is more stable. Even in professional settings, revealing salary details can lead to uncomfortable dynamics, as colleagues may feel entitled to compare compensation and demand similar pay, creating tension in the workplace. In extreme cases, openly discussing financial success can even attract scammers, opportunists, or people who seek relationships purely for material gain. Another issue with sharing financial information is that it can create pressure to maintain a certain image. Once people are aware of someone's earnings or assets, there may be expectations about how they should live, spend, or give back. If a person earns a high salary but chooses to live modestly, others might question why they are not spending more freely. If they own expensive items, they may be labeled as extravagant or wasteful. These expectations can lead to unnecessary stress, making it harder to make financial decisions based on personal priorities rather than external opinions. Discussing money can also lead to unnecessary competition. In many social circles, people subtly compete with one another in terms of lifestyle, possessions, and financial success. When earnings and financial details are shared, it can fuel this competitive mindset, leading people to make financial decisions based on the desire to keep up rather than on what truly aligns with their goals. This can lead to reckless spending, poor investment choices, or even financial strain, as people try to maintain an image rather than focusing on their actual needs and aspirations. Privacy in financial matters also protects against manipulation. Some people use money as a tool for control, and sharing financial details can provide them with leverage. In personal relationships, financial transparency can sometimes lead to power imbalances, where one person feels entitled to make decisions for another based on their financial status. In business, competitors or colleagues may use financial knowledge to gain an advantage, whether by negotiating unfair deals or making assumptions about someone's financial stability. By keeping financial information private, individuals retain control over their own financial decisions without external influence. Talking about money can also change the dynamics of relationships. In friendships, knowing financial details can create an unspoken divide. If one person earns significantly more than the other, there may be silent expectations about who should pay for things or who has the ability to afford certain experiences. The lower earning friend might feel uncomfortable accepting generosity, while the higher earning friend might feel pressured to always cover expenses. This imbalance can create tension, making it difficult to maintain a friendship based on mutual respect rather than financial differences. In family relationships, money can be a particularly sensitive topic. When relatives are aware of someone's financial situation, it can lead to assumptions about responsibilities and obligations. Some family members may expect financial support simply because they believe someone is in a position to provide it. Others may feel entitled to a share of wealth, leading to conflicts over inheritance, business assets, or financial decisions. In many cases, financial transparency within families has led to broken relationships, misunderstandings, and long-term disputes. Another reason to keep financial details private is to maintain security. In the digital age, financial privacy is more important than ever, as sharing too much information can make a person vulnerable to identity theft, fraud, or financial scams. Publicly discussing earnings, investments, or assets can make someone a target for criminals looking for potential victims. Even on a smaller scale, sharing financial details in casual conversations can expose personal vulnerabilities that might be used against someone in unexpected ways. Financial stability is a deeply personal journey, and everyone has different priorities when it comes to managing money. Some prioritize long-term investments, while others focus on short-term enjoyment. Some save aggressively, while others believe in spending on experiences. These differences make financial discussions complex and often unproductive. When money is openly discussed, it invites unsolicited advice, criticism, or even arguments over what the right way to handle finances should be. Keeping financial matters private allows individuals to make decisions based on their own values and goals without external interference. People also have different levels of comfort when it comes to discussing money. While some may enjoy talking about financial success, others find it uncomfortable or even stressful. Bringing up financial details in conversation can create awkward situations where one person feels pressured to disclose more than they are comfortable with, or where someone feels embarrassed about their financial situation. To maintain harmony in personal and professional relationships, it is often best to avoid financial discussions unless they are necessary. The perception of wealth or financial status can also influence opportunities. In business, knowing someone's financial situation can affect negotiations, partnerships, and professional relationships. If a person is perceived as wealthy, they may be expected to take on greater financial risks or contribute more in collaborations. If they are perceived as struggling, they may not be taken seriously or given the same opportunities as others. Keeping financial information private ensures that professional decisions are made based on skills, experience, and expertise, rather than assumptions about financial standing. Additionally, financial success is subjective. What one person considers a high income might be average to someone else. What one person sees as wealth might not seem significant in another context. By discussing financial details, individuals risk placing unnecessary labels on themselves that do not reflect their true sense of financial well-being. Keeping money matters private allows individuals to define success on their own terms without external validation or comparison. Money is an emotional topic, often tied to feelings of security, self-worth, and personal identity. When financial details are openly shared, they can evoke strong emotions in others, whether it is admiration, envy, judgment, or resentment. To avoid unnecessary emotional reactions, it is often best to keep financial matters private and focus conversations on topics that strengthen relationships rather than create division. Financial privacy also allows for greater freedom in making decisions. When people are unaware of someone's financial situation, they cannot impose their expectations, opinions, or pressures. This independence allows individuals to manage their finances in a way that aligns with their long-term goals without external influence. By keeping financial details private, individuals can maintain full control over their financial journey, ensuring that their decisions are based on personal priorities rather than social pressures or outside opinions. Future plans and goals are deeply personal and represent an individual's aspirations, ambitions, and vision for their life. While it may seem natural to share these dreams with others, doing so can sometimes have unintended consequences. Talking about future plans can lead to external influences, pressure, skepticism, and even obstacles that may not have existed otherwise. Keeping future goals private allows individuals to stay focused, motivated, and in control of their journey without unnecessary distractions or negativity. One of the main reasons to keep future plans private is to protect them from negative energy. Not everyone will respond with encouragement or support when they hear about someone's aspirations. Some people may react with doubt, criticism, or even jealousy. Their words, whether intentional or not, can plant seeds of uncertainty and self-doubt. Instead of offering motivation, they may highlight potential risks, discourage the idea, or make the individual feel like their dreams are unrealistic. This negativity can be demotivating, making it harder to stay committed to personal goals. Sharing future plans too soon can also create pressure to meet external expectations. Once a goal is spoken out loud, people start watching for progress. If things do not go as planned, there may be questions, judgments, or unsolicited advice. Others may start asking for updates, which can feel overwhelming and add unnecessary stress. Instead of focusing on the process, the individual may feel the need to prove something to others, shifting their motivation from personal fulfillment to external validation. This pressure can make the journey less enjoyable and more stressful than it needs to be. There is also a psychological aspect to discussing future plans. Studies suggest that talking about goals can sometimes trick the brain into feeling a sense of accomplishment before any real progress is made. When someone shares their aspirations and receives positive reactions, it can create an illusion of success. This false sense of achievement may reduce the urgency to take action because the brain feels as though the goal is already partially completed. As a result, motivation can decrease, leading to procrastination or a lack of follow-through. Keeping plans private maintains the hunger and drive needed to turn ideas into reality. Another issue with openly discussing future plans is that not everyone has the same vision or mindset. Some people may not understand or appreciate the importance of a particular goal. They might dismiss it as insignificant or unimportant based on their own perspectives. This lack of understanding can make the individual feel unsupported or misunderstood, which can weaken confidence. Instead of receiving encouragement, they may feel isolated in their journey, making it harder to stay committed to their plans. People's opinions can also influence decisions in ways that are not always beneficial. When future plans are shared, others may offer advice, suggestions, or alternatives based on their own experiences or beliefs. While some of this advice may be helpful, much of it may not align with the individual's true aspirations. Unwanted opinions can create confusion, making it harder to trust personal instincts. Instead of following their own path, the individual may start adjusting their plans to please others, losing sight of what they truly want. Keeping goals private allows for clarity and self-trust, ensuring that decisions are made based on personal values rather than external influences. Another reason to keep future plans private is to avoid unnecessary competition. When goals are shared, they can sometimes attract unwanted rivalry. Others may see the idea as an opportunity for themselves and attempt to pursue it first. In competitive environments, sharing plans too early can lead to ideas being taken or used by others. This is especially common in business, creative projects, and career advancements. By keeping plans confidential, individuals can work at their own pace without worrying about external competition interfering with their progress. Talking about future goals can also lead to premature criticism. Before an idea has had the chance to develop fully, it may be met with skepticism or doubts. Others might focus on potential obstacles rather than possibilities, pointing out reasons why it might not work. This early criticism can be discouraging and may cause self-doubt before the individual has even had the chance to properly explore their vision. Keeping plans private allows them to be nurtured without external negativity, giving them a chance to grow and evolve before facing the opinions of others. Maintaining privacy around future goals also helps in preserving personal energy. Every time a plan is shared, it requires an explanation, discussion, and often a defense against doubts or questions. This process can be mentally and emotionally draining, taking energy away from actually working on the goal. Instead of spending time talking about plans, that energy can be directed toward taking action. The less time spent justifying goals to others, the more focus can be placed on actually achieving them. Sharing future plans can sometimes lead to unnecessary expectations from others. Once a goal is made public, people may start forming their own ideas about how it should unfold. If things do not go according to plan, there may be disappointment or criticism, even if the individual is still making progress in their own way. This can create a sense of obligation to follow through in a way that pleases others rather than what feels right personally. Keeping plans private eliminates this external pressure, allowing for flexibility and adaptability without the weight of outside expectation. The element of surprise is another advantage of keeping future plans to oneself. When goals are worked on privately, success can be revealed when it is fully realized, rather than when it is still in progress. This can have a greater impact as achievements speak for themselves without the need for prior explanation. When people see results rather than just hear about intentions, the success is often taken more seriously and appreciated more genuinely. This approach also allows for adjustments and changes along the way without feeling the need to explain every step to others. Some plans require experimentation and adaptation before they fully take shape. When ideas are shared too early, they may become rigid due to external expectations. People may remember what was initially said and hold the individual to that specific vision, even if they later realize a better path. Keeping plans private allows for the freedom to refine and modify them without the need to justify changes. This flexibility is crucial for success, as real-world experiences often shape and improve goals over time. There is also a spiritual and emotional component to keeping plans private. Many cultures and belief systems emphasize the power of silent work and the idea that energy should be preserved rather than scattered. Speaking too much about future goals can dissipate energy that could be better used in action. There is a certain strength in working quietly towards something and allowing the results to speak louder than words. This silent dedication often leads to deeper focus, stronger commitment, and a higher likelihood of success. Additionally, future plans are deeply personal, and sharing them too soon can expose them to unwanted opinions, doubts, and negativity. Some people may not consciously try to discourage others, but their own fears and insecurities can project onto someone else's dreams. By keeping goals private, individuals can shield themselves from this external negativity and move forward with a clear and confident mindset. The process of achieving goals is often filled with challenges, setbacks, and learning experiences. When plans are kept private, there is less pressure to appear perfect or to meet expectations. This allows individuals to embrace mistakes and growth without the fear of judgment. Progress happens at its own pace, and keeping goals private allows for a more natural and authentic journey towards success. Success is not just about achieving goals, but also about the journey of self-discovery and perseverance. When plans are shared too early, they can be influenced, judged, or even derailed by outside forces. Keeping future goals private provides the freedom to dream big, work hard, and build something meaningful without unnecessary distractions. It ensures that motivation comes from within, rather than from the need to prove something to others. It allows for the element of surprise, the ability to adapt, and the protection of personal energy. By focusing on actions rather than words, individuals can achieve their dreams in their own time, on their own terms.